Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I'm Everett. And if you know me, you know that I am a bit of a picky voter when it comes to who I select to vote for. And I was thinking about it and I thought, this is a really good video idea. This video, effectively, is how can the Democrats reestablish themselves with young voters and bring out young voters in the midterms in 2025, 2027, and effectively 2028. So that's what this video is about. And I've highlighted 3 different ways Democrats can bring out young voters to pass good policy and to eliminate the Republican threat in our country currently. So I'll name the 3 sections. So the 3 sections are running with progressive policy, fighting Republicans harder than you fight Democrats, and the first part, fighting Republicans, and also getting rid of super PACs and major corporations donating to Democratic officials. So let's start with, that's a lot. Let's start with the first one. So personally, as a young voter, here's what I look for when I run, when I'm looking for candidates who are running. I do something called the Medicare for All test. If you've seen other videos, you've probably heard it. All that it is I go through the campaign issues and I look to see if Medicare for All is an issue that they support. What does this mean? To me, what this shows is that the politician who's trying to be elected is bold, that they see the issues we have in the United States, and they're not just going to sit by and criticize the issue, but they're actively going to attack it and try to change the entire system rather than just, doing some stuff on the sides to try and help it or saying it isn't that bad. They're actively attacking the issue, right? That's what the Medicare for All test is. Do they support Medicare for All? Because Medicare for All is a comprehensive idea which would solve many of our healthcare problems here in the United States of America. So, in essence, I look for progressives who support progressive policy, and that policy is summarized by its boldness to attack issues. Some other examples: free college, raising the minimum wage, are 2 other examples that I have specifically affecting young voters in general. Free college obviously is really important to me because I will be in a shitload of debt in 4 years after I finish college, but that's really important, is free college. And it's especially important when we have people entering the world like myself. And the more information that you learn about the rest of the world and other countries, the more turned off you are to our political system right now, which is inherently making you not want to go out and vote. The more you learn, the more you realize, oh, the UK, Canada, Portugal, Spain, Switzerland, Germany, Denmark, Finland, Sweden, all have free college or affordable college. Their college is much more affordable. You want to bring young people out to vote? Tell them they do not have to go massively in debt to get an education. Tell them that we can be just like the rest of the world, as we all know that we can be. That's how you bring young people out to vote. Raising the minimum wage. We have many minimum wage workers here in the youth vote group. They don't have a salary job yet. They don't have a degree yet. So they get a minimum wage. If you want to bring out young people to vote, tell them, hey, I'm going to raise your wage. Hey, I'm going to make sure that you are making more money like previous generations were able to, and support yourself more. All those types of things. So that's from my perspective, but also I think a fair perspective from young people. If you want to bring young people out to vote, run on progressive policy. Be bold. Attack the issue. And make this country, challenge the idea that this country cannot work for all its people when in fact it can. So that's what fighting for progressive policy means for young people and bringing them out to vote. The second one is fighting Republicans, fighting Republicans harder than you fight Democrats, as we've seen in recent months. But I'll start with the first one. Since January, Donald Trump has been in office. And from about January to July, there was a news report every single day that Donald Trump was doing something wildly illegal or untried before in uncharted waters. Wildly illegal most of the time. Hey, I'm going to send troops into a peaceful city. That's not doing anything. Hey, I'm going to take a private jet from a foreign government. Hey, I'm going to have a Bitcoin. I'm going to have a cryptocurrency and make billions of dollars off of it. Right? Illegal dealing after illegal dealing. Hey, I'm going to cut funding to certain programs because I feel like it. Right? You have people like Elon Musk go into the Treasury, not appointed by the Senate, not confirmed by the Senate. He goes into there and he just starts cutting programs. Wildly illegal. If Democrats want to bring young voters out to vote, one of the main things they have to do is they have to say, yes, we see what they were doing and it is illegal. And if we get into office, we are going to prosecute. We're not going to be nice. We're going to be mean. We're going to throw the book at the Republicans. Without that, young voters just look at they see two parties. They see one party of massively illegal pedophiles and one party not willing to do anything about it. The Democrats cannot be the one party to not do anything about it if they're looking to bring people out to vote. They cannot be. They have to throw the book at Republicans if they want to bring people out to vote. That's what I would vote for. I don't want to I'm not going to vote for a Democrat who doesn't say release the Epstein files. I'm not going to vote for a Democrat who doesn't say that Donald Trump has broken the law in so many regards. ICE, there's another one. And there's another one. Kidnapping people off the streets, right? Democrats need to fight, and they need to fight harder. Currently, the Democrats are ineffective. And if they want to bring young people out to vote like myself, they need to fight harder against Republicans. On top of this, also fighting Republicans harder than you fight Democrats is integral. The Democrats have been riding on this sense of purity since 2016, where Bernie lost and Hillary and the Democrats said, guys, get in line. Look, Trump's really bad. We need you guys to get in line. Okay? Not an outrageous argument. And that's coming from somebody who would have voted for Bernie. Right? Not an outrageous argument to ask people to get in line so that the more people who are similar can get their ideas passed. Well, what's happened in recent months? Zohran Mamdani has won in New York as the nominee for the Democrats. And Democrats haven't endorsed him. So for 8 years, they've been saying, get in line, get in line, get in line. And when it's their turn to get in line, they don't get in line. If Democrats want to have any ounce of humility and build any form of trust with the young voters, especially many of them who voted for Bernie twice, and Zohran Mamdani, and the progressive wing, if they want to attract that group, they have to show consistency. Or they have to be consistent on one of two ways. They either have to be consistent with the idea that there can be infighting and people don't have to get in line with whoever the nominee is, or B, they have to get in line with the fact that no matter who the nominee is, they have to support it. And that is important for them, especially now. Furthermore, fighting Republicans harder than fighting Democrats, what that also means is making sure that we don't have primaries, which a corporate Democrat jumps in and spends $17 million in a primary. That is more money than most general elections spend for the House. That's point number 2. Democrats have to fight Republicans harder, and they have to fight Republicans harder than they fight other Democrats if they want to bring out the youth vote. And then finally, a smaller point, but nonetheless still important point, is this goes back to the primary I was talking about. They have to pledge against super PACs. One of the most, Reagan kind of summarized it best, and I hate Reagan. He said the worst 10 words in the English alphabet are, hi, I'm here from the government, and I'm here to help. Okay, so it's 11 words. Hi, I'm here from the government, and I'm here to help. Right? So, obviously, the sentiment that the government does not support the people is long-standing. If Democrats want to fight back against that and benefit from this, they have to eliminate their super PACs. They have to eliminate their super PACs. If they eliminate their super PACs, they will build trust with the people they are trying to gain in their corner. And this will help them enormously. The Republicans don't have the trust of their voters. They don't have the trust of your voters. Imagine a party that has the trust of its voters. Imagine how powerful that would be. And imagine the opposite of that, which is right now. Imagine trying to convince people to vote for you when you take millions of dollars from major corporations. It's hard. It's hard to do. If Democrats want to win over young voters and win elections, they have to get rid of their super PACs and show us that they are willing to extend an olive branch and build trust where it was previously destroyed. So those are my 3 main points, effectively, with how Democrats can reach young voters. To summarize, number 1, to reach young voters, they have to run on progressive policy. That's tangible, that's bold, that will solve the issue and attack the issue. Number 2, they have to fight Republicans, and they have to fight Republicans harder than they fight Democrats. They have to be consistent, and they cannot sit back while massively illegal things are going on. They cannot sit back. And then finally, they got to build that trust again. They have to build trust with the youth vote, and frankly, with the rest of the country. But for this point, we'll say the youth vote. They have to rebuild that youth vote connection. They have to rebuild that youth vote connection. Otherwise, they're going to sink. These are purely from my own experience here that I've seen. But yeah, if Democrats want to win going forward, even as soon as 2025, because we have some elections here in Virginia, there's some elections in New York, there's some elections in New Jersey, there's an election in California, if I'm not mistaken. I think Prop 50 is on the ballot. If they want to win, this is how they do it. The ball is in their court, and we'll see if they pick it up.